Look at that, 30 degrees on the Homestead, and it's only 5:05. Life has been so busy over the last few weeks. This is the first time I've come down to the Homestead. Well, I came down yesterday, but it's been the first time that I've come down for quite a few weeks. And I've got a feeling that maybe a blackberry pie might be the order of the day later in the week. Oh, go on then, just for you. Beautiful. My leeks are doing really well. They're actually starting to bulk up now, and it's also good to see that even though I haven't been here, no weeds have appeared. So at least that says to me this section is quite weeded. It's well weeded, you know. Whereas I couldn't say that for the rest of the plot. The weeds have certainly jumped up, and I will have to spend some time doing a bit of weeding. But I wonder, let's have a quick look underneath these, because these have been down for a path, but they may contain slowworms. No, nothing there. We do have them in Wales, but no, although something's been there. Look at that, it's done like a mouse, but no, nothing there. Right, I wanted to check that before I walked on top of them. Another rose has come out. The butterflies will love these nettles though. But everything is looking rosy. It's certainly nice to feel the breeze. I don't get on with the heat. But the reason why I came down yesterday was because I brought down the gate. I've had this gate, man and boy, well, at least for the last 15 years. You can tell it's a bit like us all now, getting old. I need to take that sign off and put the new one on. But I'm a bit unsure where on the Homestead that is actually going to go. So it may go at the start of the vegetable beds, although it could go over here somewhere. In fact, that might be a good idea. So the main gate will be there when it's put into place, and maybe there can be like a little porchway before we can then get to the gate, about 6 foot into the plot. But anyway, let's open up the shed, because it must be really hot in there. I should bring a thermometer down. Oh yes, they certainly take your breath away. Whew. I think I'll open the window. Now, next door to the lakes, I'm going to plant some potatoes. This variety is called Celebration. In particular, it's called Autumn Celebration because I'm planting them in autumn. Plant them the same way as you do your spring potatoes. dig a little trench. This ground is very soft, I must say. And if all goes according to plan and we don't get any disease, then I'll be down here Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, harvesting them. Now, this is the first time I've grown in the ground, so getting used to the soil. I don't want to go too deep. Also, I'll be getting used to when the frost is. Now, when I was a child, frost wouldn't come until November. But it'll be interesting to see how things have changed over 30, 40 years. Beautiful soil, I must say. I need to buy a belt because I've realised that I've lost so much weight. My trousers are falling down. Slow and steady. Now, I've grown Christmas potatoes before, but in pots. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare in the open ground. Just popping them in. Just put a foot to work out spacings. I might have a few here, put a few rows, but we'll just do one row today, I think. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One in the corner there. Right, let me just move it. There's a bit too much sun out today. And then we just use the rake to cover them. It's going to rain tomorrow, so I won't bother watering them. Just gently press it down. Make sure all the air holes are gone. And I'm going to put a bit of wood so I remember where the end of the row was. And then what we do then is we put it back to where it was and reset the camera. Just so I don't forget, although that's one of the reasons why I film, I will find my pen and write it on the board so I know where everything is. Right, I'll store these in the shed until I plant again, hopefully in a few days. Where did this warmer sunshine come from? When I woke up this morning, it was raining. I know in London they've had fantastic weather. Well, depends on your definition of fantastic. They've had very hot weather, which is not a friend to me. That's why I left. That is the main reason why I left London, was to get away from the temperatures. I have brought out my tin. Now I'm sure I had 2 of these, but I can only find 1. Because I've started getting these emails to say it's time to buy your bulbs, your spring bulbs. And it's also time to start sowing your violas. So I thought I would have a little look through my seeds and see if there's anything I can sow, which I haven't done yet. I have another table which I bought weeks ago, and I need to set that up. I'm just looking at the shed again. There's a few gaps have appeared because of this heat, so maybe another coat of that preservative is needed. I thought this corner would be a bit of a shady corner, but it's quite warm, hence why my back is to the river, although it's nice to hear the river. If you're gardening, is there anything that you're sowing at this time of year? So far I can't find anything in my box of tricks. There must be another box somewhere, although I did donate a load of them to the charity, didn't I? Right, viola. I found some violas to be sown in September, so if I sow them now, that doesn't matter. Oh, I've got a package here with seeds dripping out of. I can't tell what the lupins. Okay, I like a few little lupins. So when it comes to picking my tulips and my spring bulbs, I was thinking about doing that as a live video, maybe on a Sunday evening, because if you're not into gardening, it will be quite a boring video, but some people might enjoy it. Look at this, a bit of dampness has stuck my packets together. Poppies can be sown in September, so this seems to be so I think I might have already done what I'm doing, and this is the September pile. So regarding the greenhouse, I don't really need it until October, November, so I can start to overwinter some seeds. So as much as I would like it, I'm not in a rush. So if I can't afford it it's not that I can't afford it this month, it's just the money has to be spent on other things. Because as we get to winter now, it's all about saving up for the gas and the electric, so we can get through another cold winter. Because at least I have an idea now of what the bills are going to be like. Radish. Does anybody actually eat radish? I know a lot of people that sow it, but I've never seen anybody with a radish. And in fact, thinking about that, when you go to cafes and you ask for a salad, I don't think I've ever seen a radish being served. So maybe it's one of these false things, that everybody grows them, but do people actually like them? Oh, I'm pleased now. I'm finding quite a few seeds that can be sown. I'm really keeping an eye out for some carrots. There is a carrot called Eskimo, which you can sow in July and August, and in a mild year you can even put them into September. And it's called Eskimo because you harvest it during the winter. I have found some carrots, but it's the wrong variety. So maybe, although I was saying I didn't want to buy any seeds, because I wanted to use everything that I have. Because there's still a bit of life in these. Right, sweet peas, I'll put them to one side, ready for September. Bit of lamb's lettuce. So yes, do you actually eat radish? I'll probably put a row in, and I'll eat one or two, and I'll go, no, I don't like these. But it's something. I've got a load of sweet peas. Right, when I get home, there is things I want to do in the house garden. So, these are all the ones I'm going to sow over the next 2 months. Oh, it's quite nice just to sit here and feel the breeze. 5:45 and it's still 30 degrees according to my thermometer. My plan tomorrow is to come down and harvest these blackberries. So I hope they don't disappear overnight. It is coming up to 7:30 and the temperature I can just about see is 15 degrees. And apparently, according to what I saw on the weather report, tonight in this part of Wales is only going to be 6 degrees. That's nearly frosty. Right, just before I go in the shed, I have to go on my phone and disable the alarm. Otherwise, a piercing shriek will be heard throughout the valley. And that's not what you want to hear on a Friday night. There you go, it's off now. So, as you can see, it's 7:30. Oh, a moth just came out. It is 7:30 and today has been an absolutely glorious day. It is, or it has been, about 20 degrees, 21 degrees with a breeze. But unfortunately, I've been in work and I haven't been able to get down here. So I feel like I've missed the day. So I'm hoping that Saturday will be the same type of weather. And my plan is to get up early, get some milk, come down, make a cup of tea, and have a full day on the land, tending the land. So tonight I thought I would just come down and have a little walkthrough on what I need to do. I still need to find a place to put that. I think I've got an idea. But I was looking through some of my old videos this week and I was thinking to myself, I do miss the pond. I had a pond on my last plot and I miss sitting down. So I was thinking, this part here, let me just spin you around because I'm going to film all this in one take. So there we are. That's where the seat is. So I'm thinking this part here would be a perfect pond. And then all the spoil that I dig out from here I could use on this section in order to flatten this out when the greenhouse goes. So that's my initial thought. So what do I need to do when I come down tomorrow? So the roses, they could be dead-headed. I could cut back some of these stinging nettles. But one of the major things that I need to do pretty soon, and in fact, yes, this will be the task for the weekend, I need to measure from the cold frame there all the way up to the fence and work out where the middle of the section is. So once I have the path, I am then going to start to remove the weeds from this section, because obviously I've got, what was it, 60 plants? 60 plants of winter vegetables are coming. No sign from my potatoes yet, but I wouldn't have expected it, to be honest. And the leeks seem to be doing fine. Let me show you the view from up by the bench. Acer is looking very nice there. Oh, that needs a bit of attention, doesn't it? But look at this view. Look at that. Obviously now I'm a bit late tonight. The sun has gone beyond the mountain. But it's lighting up Pen Baker Street there. Nice guy as well. As I was looking through my videos, I realised that all these weeds that have popped up have only happened in the last month. Now, that could be because of the type of weeds, or it could be because the weather's been all over the place this year. Things have been quite slow, because there's a bit of a nip of coldness in the air now. So these, I'll come back and trim these up tomorrow, but they're all doing fine. Not tomorrow, but on a different day will be to cut this back. I'm currently trying to work out the cost of things, because the prices seem to have gone up, and I'm trying to work out how much fencing I need. And that's one of the tasks, is how far down is the fence going to go, the new fence. Do I just take it down to this? I take this one more panel down and then stop here, so have a wooden fence up there. There's lots to decide. Work in progress, as they say. I wonder if there's any more blackberries down by the river. So let me have a survey now. So there's those there. There's a few more down the side there. But I wonder, oh, look at these ones looking juicy. I wonder if there's any on the other side of the fence. Oh, hello. Look at that, we can't get down there now. But all this will fall back in the winter. Look at that. It's impossible to see where the river is. Ouch. Just put my hand right on a stinging nettle. Oh, that hurt, that did. That thin little bugger there. Right. Let's close this now. But let's try and be gentle, because this is my pie here. Because I don't think there's enough for jam. We'll just have to be a little pie. But even the task of picking the blackberries makes me feel that autumn is not far away, and with this weather it does certainly feel that it won't be long and we'll have our jumpers on. Well, if you think about it, what is it? In a fortnight's time, it's going to be September. Time is certainly, it's going on. It's beautiful to smell the roses here though. So yeah, it's not much of a video today, I don't feel. Just a bit of a meander. As we're coming up to August bank holiday, I have a bit of time off. So I'm planning a few little trips. Well, what a difference a day makes. I woke up at 5 o'clock and it was 6 degrees. Very chilly indeed. And even now, it's not much better. So where this sun is that they promised, I do not know. So the first thing I want to do today is to sort these roses out. They need deadheading. So I'm just cutting them back to a bud, and any bits like this that are dead, cut that back to a bud as well. Right, I'm going to try and get around to plant this today because it needs a bit more light. So that's a task for the books. Find somewhere to put that. Same with the other one. Just cut off the little bits that have already flowered down to an outward facing bud. And any leaves that have died back, throw them on the compost bin. If I had one. That is something else for the list. These will soon perk up once they get into the full sunshine. And there's still plenty of buds on it. Look at that flower there. Beautiful. Wonderful. Typical, isn't it? Dug my first hole and now it's starting to rain. Right, that's a little bit too deep. We'll just tack a little bit at the bottom there. I'm going to have to search in the shed to see if I've got a pair of gloves, because I think I forgot to pack them. But if this rain is going to come down, I might be back in the house sooner than I think. There you go. That'll do fine. Just add a tiny bit more compost on the side there. But if the rain's coming, it'd be good for the plants. There we go. Oh, has that fallen off? Oh, nice little buttonhole. This is the Chandos Beauty one. So I'm going to have to try and do this in between the rain. Now, one thing I need to sort out is where the middle of this bed is. If I pop that in there, I wonder what that was for. Oh, maybe to keep the frames up. Right. How big is this going to be? Right, where is the end? That's a question man has asked for years. Where is the end and where is the beginning? Ouch, I'm getting stung to Jesus. Right, 28. So what's half of 28? 14. Oh, that was quick for me, wasn't it? 14. So half of 28 is 14. Oh dear. These are going to be an itchy. It's going to be an itchy night tonight. 14. Right. How many times can I say that? If I pop that in the middle, because it's not a bowling green, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So if I put that there, that should be the centre of the universe. So let me work out now so that's 13 foot. 13 foot to there. I think that's about right. Let's just go for 13 foot. Oh, but damn. I should have put my pyjamas on underneath my trousers. I'm like the cats now, itching. What was that? I can't remember now. 13. Unlucky for some. Yes, it is in this. Oh. So now, 13. If I stand here for long enough saying 13, it might make sense. 13. Now obviously this isn't the completed path, but I'm just putting these down to get a rough idea. But how do I work out? Tell me in the comments, how do I work out how to square the plot off? Because I do things, so if that's 13 foot there, if I measure down there and do 13 foot across, surely that is then squared. So at points like this, I think, is it better just to pay somebody to come in and do it? Obviously, if I had the funds. But I would imagine it would cost thousands to... Oh, the temperature just dropped. The air pressure just suddenly went. But it would be nice to sort of think, I'll give a plan of what I want, and then go away for a week and come back and it's finished, and I could get on and do a bit of gardening. That's the ideal world situation, but as we all know, that's not the real world. These were originally for the shed base before I discovered the concrete one from the chicken coop. I was looking at my videos and I've been here since May, and that time is certainly going fast. I think I'll have enough of these, you know. So what I would like is a set of bricks, 2 bricks going down, and then this in the middle of the bricks. And the material I would like to use is the golden shingle that you see at the National Trust homes, which I've had on a previous plot, and it looked wonderful. I got 4 more of these. I think I'll have enough. Oh, it's a concrete post. Now all this here isn't mine, belongs to the guy on this side. But I understand he's had a bit of an accident. I wonder if anybody's had an accident and then they've had that phone call Have you had an accident? Oh. But I got plenty to get on with, so I'm not in a rush to put pressure on him. And in the end, I'll probably help him and just move it myself. Right, see, that path is all over the shop. I don't want a twisty path. I was thinking about going on a course, on a building course. You know, how to learn to build small brick walls or something. But the last time I looked, cost of bricks were quite shocking. So these grids will be full of this golden gravel thing. Right, I think I only need about 2 or 3 and it's finished. So a path down the middle, no path leading off then, I don't think, because there's all the space I want for veg and fruit. Right, there you go. Again, it's on a bit of the skewiff, but it'll do for now. Just walk over the top of it to try and see, it's not straight, but it'll do. What I find exhausting is the fact that the ground isn't level, so you're falling all over yourself. Right, I'm gonna have a cup of tea. Catch up with you in a bit. Oh, we got a bit of a break in the weather here. Right, rather than having this lolling around the place, making the place look untidy, I thought I might just put it down here. But I've just realised at this section there seems to be a path. So am I going to keep this path? It's here, and then maybe put a flower bed on this side, but that feels, so it's, let me have a look, the path is there, so what's that, 4-foot bed of flowers here? That might feel a bit too much space for flowers when it's all about putting food on the table. So I thought, just for the time being, I'm just going to throw this into the ground here. So sort of level. This wouldn't be the final place. It's just somewhere, like I said, so I don't have to keep moving it. I have to bring the new sign down as well. And a lot of you have suggested, when I take that sign off, to put that in the garden in the house, which I think is a good idea. Oh, I don't want to put it there, do I? Won't be able to open the gate. I will give it a lick of paint, but I quite like the distressed look. Distressed look adds a bit of character, I feel. There we go. I think I have the other pole in the house. It'll be time for dinner soon. I've just checked the weather forecast, and apparently tomorrow it's going to be the better day. So I don't want to wear myself out too much. Now for this, to get a good haul, you need something called spoons. Just like 2 big spades that you can just throw down with the long handles on. See if you're bending your back too much. Alright, just have a look. Did it. There you go, that'll do for now. Like I said, it's not a finished job. It's just to stop it from falling over. What I'll do is, I might put that bin on the other side, just to keep it stood up. And I put them there, just to denote that is still my space. Hold on. There we go. Is that going to work? No. But you've got to give it things a go in life. If you give things a go and it doesn't work, then you can say you tried. Right. Oh, gotta watch the old back. There we go. It's just to give an illusion so I can see the full picture. Get in my mind's eye. There we go. Probably fall down as soon as I leave, but let me step back now and have a look at it. What does it look like down there with you? There you go. Can you see the picture? I must say, the land is a lot bigger than I initially thought. That's one of the reasons why I wanted the fence in. The gate in, I mean. It's 40 foot wide at the widest and 50 foot long. There we go. Feels like the old days. But unfortunately, there'll be no Rusty to go through the bottom of the gate. That's where I cut the gate off, so that Rusty could go through the gate like that. Good old Rusty. So I was just on my way home for some food. And like I do at the start of the day and at the end, I just like to stand and observe. And this thing about the garden speaks to me and says, you know, like the shed goes there. And the plan has always been, down by the trellis, you can just about see the trellis down on the wall there. Next to that is the gate. But I need to cut the, oh, what was it called? Not sugar glass. I need to cut that bit of plastic, fiberglass. I need to cut that, sink another post, then put the gate in. And while I was just stood here, having a think, I just noticed this. This big panel here is apparently a gate that opens up if you ever want something delivered. So when I get to the shingle for the path, I was going to try to open that door. That's why I haven't planted anything in front of it. But look, I've just realised my plot starts where this post is. That's why I have my security camera up on top, more for doing a time lapse of the progress. And that to me looks like the perfect size for a door, or at least the perfect size for a door that somebody is on a diet. And that post there is in line with my blue bins, which denotes where my plot is. Because like I've said before, all this over here belongs to somebody else. At the moment, I have to walk through his plot to get to mine. And even though it doesn't look like anything at the moment, he is planning to grow vegetables as well, unless he decides to give it up in the meantime. So standing by this bin and then looking at the fence, I think I've just found the location for the gate. And that is perfect, because on my London plots, I always like to walk through the plot when I turn up, just to have a look at what's going on, what needs to be attended, and then at the end you walk through the plot. And that would be perfect. So the path would come in here. Where the gate is now, it would go up to the left into the actual plot. Maybe I could even continue it to the river, because the gate to the river is probably going to stay there. I do like to keep some original features. So the gate would move. The gate would go down here. I don't want to put that gate in the fence, because I still want it to be a private space. And if I want neighbours and visitors to come in, then it's that old adage, if the gate is open, come in and say hello. But with a gate like that there, then people would always be stopping me. So there might be a gate within a gate. But I like that. I like that idea a lot. See, it pays just to take life slow and let the thoughts come to you. My thought now is a cup of tea. Hello, welcome back. I'm down the homestead, as you can see, and I've brought a ratchet. I'm going to explore the possibility of putting the gate into the fence. But first of all, I've brought a screwdriver down, because there's something I want to put on the shed. While I was just filming that piece, the heron flew over. But by the time I turned the camera around, it had gone. So that's 5 to 6. Now where I used to live, further down the valley, it used to pass at 6 o'clock. So I'll keep an eye out for it next time. So 10 to 6. Right, I'll remember that. I'm just going to explore to see how easy it could be to get these panels off in order to put the gate there. So it's trying to find the right size for these. Oh, that's the wrong side. No, it's too big. You just know it's going to be the last one I try. Yep, it's either going to be the last one or none at all. We should just go to the last one in life, shouldn't we? Ah, that's it. Let me just check that one. Right. I think I've got it. So, I'm just going to loosen them, just to see. I don't think I've ever used one of these before, but that feels wrong. Aha! Okay, that one moved. Let me try the others. If they're all the same size, that will help me enormously. Right, I've just remembered, I forgot my gloves again. I do make a list, it's just I keep forgetting to add my gloves. Right, where's this going? Well, I'm pleased to report that all the screws are loose. It's turning into a beautiful evening. Maybe I should have measured the door first to make sure it does fit. Right, I'm going to have to keep these screws because this side I will have to screw back. Right, just a few more now. Now I'm going to have to be careful because when I take out the final screw, the whole thing could pop. Now, in my head, it's a case of simply dragging that. Ah, that's the solar panel. And then dragging this. Like so. And then before I leave, I need to screw this side back together again. Right, how many do I need? See, slow and steady wins the race. Right, I might have to cover this in case I scratch myself every time I go in. Now let us hope it all goes back together as simply as it came apart. How does that look to you? Or I could do with somebody else here, just pushing it together. Right, hold on. Just drenched. Alright, let me put that in there. Deal with that later. Right, now right, then we'll use this on the floor. Lovely. I'm pleased with that. Right, let's get the door now and see how this fits. Sorry, spiders, you're going to have to run. I found this just lying around. Oh no, I think this was part of the chicken coop. So if this was part of the chicken coop, it seems quite appropriate that it's being used again. Right, there's a knot in the bottom. If I turn that upside down, that could be a spy hole for the neighbours to come and have a look, which I'm quite happy for them to do. Oh, right. Certainly a cup of tea after this. Right, which way should it go? No, it's going to have to go that way. So it opens out. Yes, it's going to have to go upside down. So unfortunately the pretty opening is being lost. Oh, it's got hinges on, that's good. Right, I'm going to have to get my screwdriver to remove the camera. That is fitting quite well. In fact, I could use that for the time being just to keep it up there. Look at that. Looks like it was meant to be. Right, let me have a look at how it looks on the other side, and then I think it's time for a cup of tea. That looks beautiful. Lovely. My own gate. My own gate to paradise. Right. Lovely. And then this piece of metal that I found here, I wonder if there's a way of putting that back so I can use it as a doorstop. There's not enough space now to turn around. It's only just to keep the door closed while I'm in here. Okay, I might put it up there for the time being. In fact, what I might do is, until I can get a lock, I might use this just to keep the door closed. That's a very good idea. There you go. So it's not going to blow open until I get a chance to put a lock on it. Well, that's a good afternoon's bit of work, that is. Celebrate now with a cup of tea and a custard cream. Because the first task for me was always to secure my part of the allotment. Then, when that's done, move on to other things. I'm impressed. See, it's the small things that make us happy in life. Like custard creams. Oh, I'll have a nice cup of tea now before I head home. It's been an enjoyable 2 hours, I think I've been down here. Just having a potch. I'm pleased that gate is done. I need to get a lock next and all the fittings for it. And then from the entrance or the exit, the whole garden will then develop. Well, there seems to be a bit of fine weather in between the rain that we've been having. So I thought I'd run down, well, walk down to the homestead because I want to start using this gate as the main entrance. Now, in the meantime, a first bit of this Harris fencing, I think it's called, has gone back up to denote me from my neighbour. It's just one piece, but in time it will go all the way along over to the river. But the first task is to start clearing this site so I can use it. Now, I've got my gloves this time. And what I'm going to do is, when I do something like this, I find it's best to listen to a podcast or a bit of music. So while I do this, I'm going to listen to the Victorian kitchen garden. But first of all, I need to get my secateurs. Many people in the village are agreeing with me at the moment that autumn certainly feels here already. There we go. Just a nice little task now. Take it easy, take it slow, cut a little, cut often. Now in time, I'll probably put a few flagstones down. But for the time being, that'll do me. Let me try this. There you go, that looks good, that does. Beautiful. Right. Let me, and then to close it on this side, I've got to do that. For the time being, we're using this temporary measure, which is a bit stiff. There you go, that's a job well done. Oh, nice reward now with a cup of tea. I've just had an email. Apparently my winter vegetables, the plug plants, are being delivered tomorrow. But the problem is, I'm going to the beach on Thursday. So if they come late afternoon, I may not have time to put them in. And also the ground isn't ready. So I think I better start getting on my knees and doing a bit of weeding. Well, it's 6:30, time to knock off now and go home. Tonight I'm having the bit of salmon that I bought from the fisherman this morning. I haven't gone down to see the river today, but it doesn't half sound wild all day. Right, let's have one last look. Let's go home now, have a bit of food and relax. Now apparently we had a very big storm the other night. Look at that. Shed has been blown off. Now it's my own fault because I didn't tack it down. I thought the weight would have been enough. I think I've come back at the right time because it's starting to rain again. There we go. Right, I will bring some screws down, but I can't do it today though. I'll just keep an eye on the weather forecast. Usually it's fine, but it's just because of this very strong wind, which I'm pretty sure has now passed. What a welcome in the valley after a nice relaxing few days in Tenby. To think I had my feet in the sea this morning. On the day that I left for Tenby, these turned up in the post and I couldn't deal with them. So I've just put them out. I'll show you what I've got. Is it worth £60 that I paid? I don't think so. But we've got Brussels sprouts. That's worth having it. Lettuce I'm not bothered about. Purple sprouting, yes, that's worthy. Chard, you could always do it. Chard, beetroot. I've never transplanted beetroot. Something that hasn't got a label on, looks like a cabbage. Winter cabbage, yes, that's worth having that. And kale, which is for cows, isn't it? Everything else seems perfectly fine. Right, I'm not staying down here because, as I said, the rain is coming and I want to take it easy for the rest of the day. I have been on holiday, you know. Now, I've had a gift sent to me by Julie, and I thought, where could I put these? They're solar panel lights. And then I thought, what I could do, because winter's coming, I could put one by the gate. So that when I'm closing up in the night, it'll come on. It seems quite a bright light, in fact. Let's see if I can get it on for you. It's 3 settings. No, it needs to be a bit darker. Right, now I don't want it at the top, because I don't want it going off and annoying the neighbours. But it might have to, because if it's there, then yeah. I think what I'll do for the time being is I'll put it here, and then I want to put some trellis across the top for a clematis, and then I could attach it to the trellis. So then at least I can see it on the other side for putting the lock on during the winter. So for the time being, it can just go on here. It's a shame that I'm down so early. It would be nice to have seen them in the dark. Right. So how do I set them now? Are they always... I think you are in the house. Somebody's testing out their new exhaust. There you go. One. I'll put them on the brightest one. Right. So I've got one more. Now where can I stick this one? Now the plan was to put this one there, but then it's blocking the solar panel, so it's going to have to go down here. I'll see how I go. If it doesn't work, I can always put it somewhere else, can't I? Whoop. Oh, why can't all screws be magnetic so they don't fall? Whoop. All right, take 2. Now my plan was to put it just above the door, but the problem is then the solar panel. So my plan was to put it above the door. The problem with that is the solar panel won't get any solar up there. So I think as a temporary measure, it's going to have to go here for the time being. And if I discover in time it's in the wrong place, then I can always move it. Nothing is set in stone in life, not even concrete. There we go. Alright, must not forget to do this. Take off that little bit of plastic. Oh yes, beautiful sound. Right, let me see if I can set this now. Don't think there's any milk here. Ah, right, it's the top I need to shield, is it? It's not the centre. Right, that's lazier. There you go. Beautiful. But slightly change it because it's on the wonk. I do like to try and keep everything straight. There you go. Beautiful. Do a quick check on the plants. The leeks are looking fine. And also, the Christmas potatoes are through the soil. I had a question about the potatoes, about the frost. And what I like to do is, if the frost is forecast, I'll put some straw on top and then fleece to hold the straw down. Just need to go and close the gate. The wind has blown it open again. So that's what I would do, is put some straw on top, then fleece, and then just keep an eye and just hope that the blight doesn't come. And if it comes, it comes. This is what the plot's looking like. I'm hoping now, if this heat wave comes, I can continue to do this part here. Let's have a quick look over here, because I can see there are some flowers. Just noticed in the back here, got some beautiful flowers. Look at that, it's almost luminous in this evening gloom. And the blue one next door is putting on a fantastic show. And there's another one down there, look. Beautiful. Well, it's nice to just stand here and listen to the river. Right, thanks for joining me. I'm going to head home and have something to eat and an early night. So hopefully tomorrow will bring good sunshine and I can come and spend a few hours on the homestead. I'll catch up with you in a few days. So from me until then, bye for now.